Yo, what's up guys? I'm going on my first bike dive tonight. It's getting kind of dark out, so I'm going to head over to the beach soon where there are 2 guys waiting there. Us 3 are going to hop into the water while it's still kind of bright out, and then while we're in the water, it's going to get dark and it's going to turn into a night dive. The reason you do that, I think, is so you can get situated in the water while you can still see everything. I don't know. I didn't research any of this stuff. I'm just guessing. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm going to film everything, and then afterwards, I'm going to do a voiceover for it, so that way I can explain what everything felt like, everything I saw, everything I was experiencing. You'll be able to experience it in real time. So yeah, maybe that will be helpful, especially for people that are going on night dive soon. Maybe not. Maybe it won't be helpful. I have no idea, but let's go. All right, the sun is setting. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be pretty scary.
As planned, we got in the water as the sun was setting. Looking up through the kelp beds, we could see plenty of light at the surface. And I noticed, well, let's back this footage up a bit to get a better look. I noticed this huge group of schooling fish near the surface. I then looked down and I noticed this crab. I tried flipping it right side up since it was floating upside down. Then I finally grabbed it, and when I flipped it around, it was completely eaten. Gross, and still creepy looking. I mean, look at these nasty crab legs. Then I saw this lobster poking out. After unsuccessfully grabbing it, I waited a moment and then tried again. I picked it up, and it was just a lobster head. Something was munching on all these lobster and crab, and it wasn't me. Next, I saw this. A halibut. The 3rd creature I'd seen, and the 3rd that's good for eating. But this was a marine protected area, so I couldn't take anything. And it's like the halibut knew it. He didn't even have the decency to act like I might eat him. I peeked into this big crack in the rock, and I saw a lobster and an eel sharing it. It's hard to see, but the lobster had a bunch of its babies surrounding it that looked like tiny shrimp. And I don't understand what the eel was doing. If I was the eel, I would use my razor sharp teeth to eat that lobster. It looks tasty. Then the eel got pissed at me. Like really pissed. Look at this, it's snapping its mouth at me. I didn't want to get any closer because it looked like it was going to attack. It was staring right at me like this for several minutes straight. Meanwhile, this bluefish swam right in front of its mouth. This eel should have been devouring all these guys around it, but for some reason, everything in this crack was working together. Above me and my dive buddy, I saw another huge school of fish, but the visibility was getting worse and worse, so this was the only shot I got. I mean, look at all this junk floating in the water. Okay, now look at this guy. This lobster literally saw my light and started kicking sand in my face. It went back into its hole a little, but not much. Like if I wanted to grab and eat it, I could. It wouldn't have been that hard. In this massive crack, I found all the lobster. Some kind of lobster hangout or cult was going on here. It looked like one of the bigger lobster came up to confront me, but right about here, he changes his mind and just walks away. All the lobster then moved deeper into the crack where they could hang out in privacy. Okay, now this was insane. My air was low and I had to return to the surface, so as I'm surfacing, these guys show up. These tiny guys. Let me pause this so you can take a closer look. They're tiny worms. It was disgusting. Then as soon as they started to leave, these guys show up. Hundreds, maybe thousands of fish fry, which are fish babies. They and those worms, which may have been worm fry if that's a thing, were attracted to my light when everything else underwater ran from it. So, if you have a similar experience, things will hide from your light except for thousands of disgusting worm and fish babies, so you have that to look forward to. I saw one last group of fish swim past me, I checked my air and my depth, and I surfaced. The sky was completely dark now, and I could see the coastline light above my dive buddies. The moon and last remaining light was on the other side, so I turned my lights off and it was even cooler.